I'm a little bit sad to say that I am stuck on the other side because we do have a little bit of good rivals on the other side. Like you say, game one being started off between, I believe we decided it was Sness and Sooda?
Sness, yes, Sness versus Sooda. So Sness, Wrastor player, Sooda plays Sylvanos, and yeah, I actually know this matchup pretty well. I've played my fair share of Sylvanos.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually kind of like this matchup, though it can be for Wrastor perspective, because I play Wrastor, but
sure.
Yeah, okay, so here it goes. So let me real quick. The thing about this matchup is it can be really painful for Wrastor to get in, but once he's in, he can bully Sylvanos pretty well. So yeah, Sylvanos will tend to want to keep him out. And okay, I can see right now that there's some few things, there's a few knowledge checks in this matchup, and I think Sness, there's one that he doesn't quite have yet. Okay, nice string though. Start, yeah, no. Yes, off stage. That there was misspaced.
Sooda was doing a really good job of just racking him some early percent there. The accidental, taking him off the side of the stage.
But yeah, the thing I was talking about is the jab 1-2 special, and it's you need to J out jab 2 and tech in to avoid the jab special. That at least forces the Sylvanos to kind of think about what you're going to do, because of course the Sylvanos has ways of calling it out, but they cannot get away with doing the same thing every time.
Yeah, no, and it's sensible to just try and keep the other player on their feet, try and make them think a little bit. I mean, right now, Sooda's really put on the back foot now. But has found a little bit of coverage back in the middle of the game. Has found a little bit of percent. But, I mean, you have to try and kill the Wrastor, and it shouldn't be too bad. Obviously, the percent just can keep it low. The back air does find him off stage. 21% racked up so far. Is there going to be anything for Sooda to try and find an opening? Damage percent rack up has been really good. Like you were saying, the mid stage zoning has been very strong, and that's been where Sylvanos has been really showing off so far.
Just catches him off guard with the aerial dash. Oh, okay, side B down air. Nice.
Very, very clean, finding that stock, and now finally the advantage goes over to the Sylvanos. Is that going to be able to hold? There's the parry coming through onto the top platform. No follow-up coming through. Was going for the down strong. Didn't end up connecting.
Yeah, it's definitely one of Wrastor's best edge guarding tools, but it's pretty committal. As you don't really know what you're doing, you can just be stuck off stage without resources, and yeah, speaking of being stuck off stage, okay, manages to get back, but he's at magical percent. Never mind, he isn't.
Nope.
And Sooda manages to kind of turn the game around because he's got Sness at last stock, and Wrastor's really light, so right now any kill move will do. Yeah, like this one.
Yeah, no, and I think you're right. Just taking it with the forward strong. That's game one.
Yeah, that is game one going to Sooda.
And what I really noticed that game that I have seen a fair bit of Sylvanos play. We have a couple Sylvanos players, I guess, more locally to me. But a lot of C play coming out there, specifically relative to the Wrastor play, trying to get him out of the air. And I think that's a really safe option for Sylvanos to just try and swat down that bird, because obviously it doesn't have... up air isn't a bad anti-air option, but I don't think anybody prefers it. I've heard a lot of complaints about that in the past, but I like just the constant seed usage, trying to make sure that those aerial approaches are difficult. I think it earned Sooda a lot of pressure in that game once they started just finding those hits, and here we are with the game advantage onto Jules Fail.
Yes, and okay, both of these players taking a bunch of percent. Yeah, you can edge guard Sylvanos pretty well, but that up special is one of those moves you shouldn't try to challenge too hard with Wrastor. The box is out, and the box is pretty big, and if Sylvanos has grass on the ground, he can also do this.
Yeah, and obviously it gets super dangerous really early for Wrastor, because you're such a lightweight, you can run into really scary situations like that, and there's the conversion into the up air off the top. Obviously 90% already on the Sylvanos, racking that one up to 100. Doesn't find the kill off to the side though, but it's really been a struggle so far for Sness to try and find these kill options. We've seen a lot of down strongs coming out. There hasn't been a lot of kind of predictive conversions or really finding any reads or anything like that. There's been hits, so there's strong going off the side, but it was the down strong taking him off the bottom.
Okay, Nero's gonna take it. If you J out Nero, I guess you die, but yeah, I think Sness had no jumps, and when you don't have any jumps, you can't cancel down strong. So you're just diving to your death.
You know, like a little bit of almost impatient play there, like really trying to secure that stock, and instead you put yourself even further behind, and that's really something. A game like that, you have to kind of mentally reset. I say that, but the stock is given back from Sooda, and now Sness is one apiece. Obviously, 50% means so much on Wrastor, but
now they're just taunting at each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Important to keep it interesting, I guess. There's the
nice parry.
One of the special. I don't think there's going to be anything too much found. Really, just the boxing out from Sooda has been very, very good. There's the up strong, and that is going to take it.
He got hit with the rawest up strong, and yeah, that's going to take it. Another game for Sooda.
Yeah, it's looked really dominant. I mean, being able to really outbox the Wrastor, Sness just having a really hard time trying to find a way in. It really hasn't been mixing up their options too much, baiting out moves. It really just probably needs to reevaluate a little bit in that neutral play and find some openings, because we have seen when the combos do actually come through, he's been very strong. But obviously trying to find a way in on Sylvanos is half the puzzle, and just hasn't been worked out so far.
Yes, okay. So the second counter pick, Spirit Tree. I'm not sure if this is really a good pick in this matchup specifically, but to be honest, picking your stage as Wrastor comes down a lot to preference. So yeah, I don't really have too much to say on that. But
all I can think is that this is going to let Sness kind of extend those combos off the side of the stage, which is where they have been kind of strong. They've been able to get Sooda off stage with those combos more often than not, and it's going to let them kill a little bit earlier, which is where, you know, like we said, Sness has been really struggling trying to find those stocks, especially early percentages where you need to be finding them as Wrastor in order to make the kid efficient.
He went for the ready cancel when you edge canceled the tornado, and I think that's what he tried to do, but it didn't work out.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Well, there's first stock. I think someone needs to keep track of the SDs so far throughout this set. Obviously, we still got a lot of games ahead of us, but we can see that number rise a little bit more. There we go, finally seeing some pressure out of Sness, almost the potential for a kill, a shot taken at least.
I also saw them will go for like the clap and disadvantage.
Oh, well, yeah. Everyone's got to throw out a one. Everyone's got to throw out one. Oh, there we go.
Got caught with the up B again.
And see, now suddenly we're down 2 stocks right now for Sness. There was kind of a little bit of hope right there, but you kind of ignore that the tornado did not put him back on stage, and there, finally finding the kill with the forward smash.
More taunts.
More taunts. More taunts.
Okay, got rid of the flowers. That's very important.
Yeah. Kind of does give.
Okay, yeah.
More of an option.
Yeah, we got strings. Yeah, again, the problem is that he kind of just expects to be able to catch Sylvanos out of that up special, but like I said, doesn't really work out that way. You kind of just need to either wait for him to cancel it and catch his landing, or wait for him to go into the ground and try to cover his wake up, if I can call it that way.
Yeah. I mean, with Sylvanos, it's kind of always a handshake. It's like, okay, I'm going to get some percentage on another edge guard, you're going to get your double jump back. You just kind of, sometimes you give that to the Sylv, and it's up to Sylv to try and find something better for themselves. But obviously that introduces more risk. But really right now, Sness is just playing so risky to try and cover those recoveries at all, and trying to get back on stage himself. Finally coming through with the forward tell. Oh, the turnaround forward smash finds it. Look at this, we're actually back down to even stocks.
FT5 clap, that's like that's one of the closest thing Wrastor has to a BNB, and yeah, so good on Sness right there. Oh, nice parry. Here comes the punish.
And this is those parries are always potential.
That would have been a good punish if the platform wasn't there to stop the down special. Okay, there we go. We got something else.
Finally seeing some signs of life from Sness, but they're immediately going to be extinguished by the Chomp. That is game 3 taken immediately.
Yeah, Sooda doing really well so far in that set, but we got at least 2 more games to go, at least.
I would like to see some adaptation right now out of Sness.
Wait, why are they saying good game? Do they think it's over?
I think we're going to need to make sure, check that we know it's first to 5, not best to 5.
Sooda didn't know, apparently, that it was... I think he got best of 5 and first to 5 confused.
I think, I've seen it's been there a couple times. Definitely, I've never been there myself, but no. I definitely called it best of 5 like 3 times during the last stream or something like that, but luckily they're both ready to keep it going, and I think that's something that Anti talked about last time a lot, was just being mentally checked out after those first 3 games. You know, once somebody takes a point 3, do you have the mental stability and the readiness to just keep going? And right now it's looking like Sness kind of figured something out in that last game, immediately already 60% lead, which is kind of better than we've seen for the rest of the set so far.
Yes, though he is going off stage in a questionable manner right there. Okay, he didn't get caught by the spike hitbox of down air. He's getting on by some flowers, kind of struggling to land again. So that just
intercepting those aerials.
Yes, he went for their up B. I respect it, but he's gonna get jumped on the way down. He needs to get rid of those flowers now.
Yeah. Obviously taking the time out is what Sylv wants you to do, kind of alleviate some pressure. Go get the flowers, you know, don't worry about the big dog. But yeah, it's super important. You take away a lot of Sylv's ground control. It gives you some room to kind of work around. Obviously the down B can cover so much. But yeah, no, right now.
Just, honestly, like just focusing on the flowers is just a good way to annoy the Sylvanos player, I find.
That makes sense. I mean, right now, that's kind of what Sness needs. It's just something, you know, add to that mental bandwidth, something to make it challenging for Sooda to kind of control this stage, which is what he has been doing so far. Finally, a string maybe started there from Sness, but unable to really turn it into anything. Damage in the center of the stage. There's the seed up the top.
Yeah, he could have gotten killed by that, but
yeah. There's always the potential there. It's kind of one of those crazy projectiles.
But
chapter special neutral stage. I mean, 3 seeds piled up. Surely you got to get one of them. There we go. There's the.
That was a good recovery.
Yeah, no, really good job finding the way back to stage, and there's finally a stock lead for Sness.
The taunts coming out again. So did the flowers. I don't know if that's a read or if that's just a coincidence, but a lot of the time he jumps right as Sooda uses down B. And okay, that's a stock for Sooda, by the way. So he like just jumps over the up B and is able to get a punish, which is really cool, but but he's been like doing that so many times, it has to be a read at this point. So
and obviously as you get deeper into the set, you're gonna start to work a few things out. And right now I've finally seen something from Sness to try and find this game, get into the even position that it currently is. But he's really struggling to just find those aerials on the big body of Sylvanos. The trade almost being fatal for the Wrastor there. Never where you want to be right now. 90% on the Wrastor is a lot less healthy than 90% on the Sylv. Is there going to be an option here for Sness? Obviously, does still have the options of playing Wrastor. But the up smash is going to take it. That's game 4.
Yeah, good one from Sooda. And is he going to get the 5-0? The clean sweep?
I mean, generally, from what we've seen, these sets are either ridiculously close, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, or they're 5-0s. So I think it's very rare that we're going to see a 2-5 game or anything like that. But there's always the potential for a game to be clawed back right now for Sness. Obviously, it's what you're looking for. You want to go out with a little bit of a bang, maybe find yourself something, take it.
Oh, hey, it's the funny stage.
And you know what? This could be good. You know, extend those combos even further off the side. Basically just walking Sylv, putting him on the leash, taking him to that side blast zone. Might be useful.
Gonna walk my dog in the air.
Yeah. Just a little bit of training. You know, just some flight training from the Wrastor. Take him to the side blast zone. But right now, obviously, damage is coming through. And see, here it is. Being able to extend it with the side platform, it does find that forward air into the up smash. And there we go. We see a legitimate stock lead right now for Sness. And now it's just going to play
good stuff from there.
I like it.
More taunts. What the frick are they doing? And Upstart coming out. Down B. Okay, Wrastor now being... Ooh, nice back air!
I was excited for Sness to play a little bit campy, you know, maybe take advantage of the, you know, I have that early stock lead, you know, I can play comfortable right now, and no, it doesn't end up coming through. That big back air comes through, gets the sweet spot, straight off the side for the bird, basically even once again. Now we just play kind of like an odd footsies neutral where we're throwing moves out back and forth. It's almost ironic, like how challenging it has been for Sness to try and find a hit on this Sylvanos, but in all honesty, it's so difficult to try and poke a way through the defense. You know, there's these huge hitboxes you got to work your way through as Wrastor, and really you've only got the one projectile to try and poke your way through.
Wrastor doesn't usually really amount on like poking back. He just like moves around them, moves around hitboxes.
You see, there's just a lot of moves that are going wide right now. That F-Strong doesn't, though, nearly taking Sness off the side there. Obviously, the big side blast zone's able to survive. There's the down B. Do we find something? Oh, I got excited there. It looked like we had something in the works there for Sness, but it just doesn't come through. Side B now. 130 on Wrastor.
Because his side B up strong only works if you die it in, so good on Sness. Dash attack almost kills off the top.
Right.
Okay, that's gonna take it.
Dangerous territory there. 146, I believe it was on Wrastor. You don't see that one every day, especially when you got one of these big bodies. But no, good job keeping himself alive. Obviously, what that means to me is that there hasn't been too many hard committal options. He's able to find, you know, relatively safe ways in, but just wasn't able to find enough damage. Right now, there's 155, doesn't connect with the fair.
Yeah, Sness needs to take this stock because at one point, you know, the opponent is at such a high percent that Wrastor has. Oh no, he's dead! Yeah, he is!
Oh, that is 5-0 over to Sooda. It's unfortunate. There was looking like some signs of life there from Sness, but you know, I think that one will just be a simple 5-0 over to the Sylv player. Very well done.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, fun said though. Congrats to Sooda.